Hey, yo, YouTube, what's up? A longtime friend of mine's, Fragments of Memory, he asked me to elaborate on a saying that I said on two videos, that black men aren't only dealing with each other, with other races, patriarchies, but they're also dealing with each other's fraternities. And it gives me an opportunity to talk about some things that I didn't say during my Tommy Sotomayor video and my top five video. African men, African men, true African men have a scheme. They set up a structure that they could actually come in from other countries and not just take part in the patriarchal structure, but they want to take over it. It's not a matter of just being the best worker. They have intentions of setting up their own businesses. And to do that, they invest in each other. There's two things that I wanted to say with the Tommy Sotomayor and Sergeant Willie Pete video. And the first one is love without truth is hypocrisy, and truth without love is brutality. Sergeant Willie Pete is a brutal motherfucker when it comes to honesty. And Tommy Sotomayor, well, that leaves hypocrisy, right? Deal with that information the best way you know how. African men have a desire to form not only a loving family, but they also want to set up a patriarchal power structure where they share power between themselves and their generational lineage and their friends of their family and the whole like. Please believe, my friend, when he came to these United States, he had multiple schemes of how to defraud the tax system so that he could get $5,000 a year in tax subsidies. He had multiple credit cards, of which he paid them all off, so that specifically when the day he comes back to Africa, he would come back with $200,000 in cold hard cash, give the middle finger to the U.S. banking structure, and live like a king in his native land. He did not learn that by himself. That was passed on to him from his brother and his father and his uncle. They share information because they are not here to take part of the white patriarchal power structure. They're here to take over it or exploit it and bring the wealth from America into remittance into Africa. They teach each other. They have a pedagogy. They have a love of knowledge of how to game the system. They do not use terms like educated lame. They do not denigrate each other for being conformists to the power structure because they know full well that there's money to be had in it, and money equals money equals actual masculinity. All right. Let me explain something to you. When you get into academic circles, you hear this term of there's no such thing as masculinity, and that is nothing could be further from the truth. Masculinity is a negative value structure. Masculinity dictates that you're not allowed to fail at your given endeavor. Masculinity dictates that you're not to show weakness, you're supposed to show strength. Masculinity is an attempt to take what is in your mind and give birth to it in the material world. So when you see a man say, I see myself driving in a S6 sports car, whatever the fuck that is, when he drives around in that car, you see him as a better man. When you see a man say, I see myself getting these state accreditations, these college diplomas, these not the knowledge and the skill to provide an office of my own business, that's what we judge men by, more so than women. Women could fail. Women could fall back. After all, a lot of women don't understand that they throw failed patriarchs in jail. They throw failed matriarchs in a welfare shelter. So when you claim the title as a man, you need to understand that the responsibilities that entail. Real men take what's in their dreams and they turn them into reality. They make them into material possessions. Unfortunately, the material possessions could be gamed. That is why we need a fraternity. That is why we need our brothers to tell you, no, man, don't put credit cards on that car. Here, I know where you could get a CL6 for less money than you get a freaking a 2016 BMW. You'll be all right. I know how to save you money. I know how you could save money so you could move on into this world and shit. You know, I guess patriarchies are funded by fraternities. And the fact that black men do not love each other enough to give honest advice, to give sound advice, to support our marriages, to support us getting promotions. Because, like, you know, if you get a black man and he gets promoted above his friends are going to start slacking off. That is an American black thing. That is not an African black thing. An African black thing is like, oh, you need someone to do overtime? I will do it for you. And you don't have to put it on the books. I know you need to take care of these. That's Africans, you know what I'm saying? They not only conform to the white power structure, but they want to dominate it by being better at it than the white dudes. And what could you tell them? That they're soft, lame, cornball niggas? No. Fuck that shit, you know? And then there's the other aspect of it, the other intangible about it. God, you know? Bear in mind, if you don't know, God funds fraternities, fraternities fund patriarchies. The black people being at each other's throats for being cornball simps, lames, losers, on point lames, and all that shit, all the shit that we call each other, it's destroying our desire to be patriarchs. It's destroying our desire to be a cohesive unit because there's no morality in black America. There's no unity. There's no cohabitation. There's no common unity. There's no community in black America. You cannot have a common unity without a fraternity. And you cannot have a patriarchy without a fraternity. I don't know if I did I ask a question? Well, long story short, thesis statement: God creates fraternity. Fraternity creates patriarchy. Patriarchy creates prosperity. That's all.